Hey guys, what's up? So welcome to another episode of the GB Digitally or whatever the show that I'm hosting right now. So in this video, what I'm going to see about is that how long should your podcast be? This is kind of a question that's actually asked by many people, and I'm actually going to share my own experience and the experts' opinions also, because there are many podcasters out there who is like recording their podcast for like an 1.5 hours, or Gary Vaynerchuk podcast, like not necessarily podcast for the YouTube video thing, so like 4 hours or 6 hours. So it basically depends on your audience. Okay, that's the first thing that you have to look at. And so there are like three kinds of podcasts. Okay, so first podcast is kind not three or two, I think so the first podcast is like specific niche oriented podcast, like if you're publishing a daily podcast episode, okay, and it talks about daily news or let's say a particular problem. Okay, so in those cases what you can do is you can release a podcast up to 10 minutes or 15 minutes max. If you're releasing a daily weekly episodes, okay, if that's the case, means you can release a podcast up to 45 minutes or even an hour, because people throughout the week will like with gaps listen to those episodes. So mostly if it's an hour long, obviously people listen by through when you're there commuting, or they're in the gym, or while working some other things, multitasking and all that. So that's the stuff. So mostly the optimum time for podcast is 20 minutes, okay, because the listening time is actually really getting low every single day. So that's the case. So you can also do that, but that's the thing. So 20 minutes would be a sort of really great, how long should a podcast would be. But I highly suggest you to go record a podcast, like the one of the videos that I'm going to put. I think I should have put by now when I'm recording this video, is like the types of, like the pre-interview, post-interview, and the pre-interview, the interview, and the post-interview. So three sorts of thing. So what you can do is, if you record an hard podcast containing these three steps, obviously you will have a huge amount of micro content. So because the thing is that it totally depends on like your audience. So for an hour long podcast, it will have you a huge amount of micro content, as I was saying. So micro content in a sense that you can just select a particular clips like 2 minutes or three, up to maximum of 3 minutes. Don't go over beyond that, because most of the times people's attention span is actually getting reduced every single day. So my suggestion is that if you are going for an hour long podcast, then you have the greatest advantage of actually getting a lot of micro content. But you're not interested in that, just you're going to aim at your podcast alone, then up to 10 to 20 minutes of your podcast timings will actually be really great. That's my suggestion and my experience as well. So make sure you guys follow that. So that's the two tips: 20 minutes or an hour long, or even more than that. That's totally a suggestion. But make sure that you actually deliver the information that the listeners are expecting, if that's your motto of the podcast. So thanks so much guys for listening to this, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.